Hello everyone, you are welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is going to be a very short one, and our task is to look at the solution to the assignment that was given in lesson 2 on the topic algebraic expressions. Okay, so the question is exactly what you have on your screens. Expand and simplify the following where possible. So you have A, this expression, B, the expression that you have here, and C, this expression. So quickly, let me walk you through the solution. However, take note, because I have gone through your submissions, I know the major concerns that I must address. So take note of all your concerns that will be addressed so that in your subsequent meetings and subsequent assignments, you will not repeat those mistakes. Okay, so stick and stay with me whilst I walk you through the solution. Remember, when you have a question given or an assignment given, if you want to write a question, make sure you write a question, everything, okay, first before you start providing your solution. So, but we don't need the questions. Okay, so if you write the questions, keep the question, the entire question, give us the solution. So the first thing that you write after writing the question, if you want to write a question, will be solution. Okay, then first in solution, questions are numbered because we want you also to number your solution. And if you are numbering your solution, you have to learn to number your solution precisely. This came as A, B, C. You cannot write 1, 2, 3. In that case, you are solving your own question. I didn't give you questions with the following numbers, the 1, 2, and 3. I gave you questions with A, B, and C. So immediately you do that, then it means you are ready to forfeit all your marks, because at that point you are solving your own questions. So make sure you number your solution by you number precisely. So I'm looking at solution, that's the first thing that I write. Then my minor question number A. Then I always extract. So given, or you can choose not to write the given, but this expression that you are asked to expand and simplify, you must extract. So you extract that. And please take note, you have to make it a point to introduce each step of an expression with the equal to. There's an expression. Immediately you start introducing yourself with implication, which I told you in class. It means M0, A0. You should know when to use the implication by now, because I have told you, I have instructed you, I have advised you in class that you use equal to introduce your steps when you are dealing with what? An expression. Implication when you are dealing with an equation or an inequality, which one of you, okay, equally said that in class when I posed that question to you. So we should all be in the know at this point. So first step, which is this, you are going to work on this. So equal to, not implication. And you cannot ignore the equal to too. I told you this in class. So now what do? We are going to remove the bracket, okay, this pair for the first term that you have here, and the second term will come to that. So if you multiply, you know, I've told you, do it mentally. Don't come and write A into this, B into that. That's JHS stuff. You should show a bit of maturity here in SHS. So take the first one. You know, the first term here will multiply all the terms. It will be A times A, which will give you A squared. A times minus 2B, that will give us minus 2AB. Then you come and take the B, also multiplying all the terms here. So B times A will give you BA, but I told you we move alphabetically, so it will be AB. Then B times minus 2B, that will give us minus 2B squared. Okay, then you come to this where most of your problem started. Okay, remember I told you, if what you have, the coefficient that you have before your first pair of brackets is not plus 1, okay, any other number, don't remove, okay, the if you are expanding, only one will go. Don't remove the entire bracket like I did here. Okay, remember in the previous lesson I told you that. So keep your negative. Okay, then now come and expand this one. Okay, like we expanded this. So your bracket will come. So the negative is outside. It will affect all the terms in our expansion that we are going to carry out here. So it will be 5a times a, which will give us 5a squared. 5a times minus 3b, which will give us minus 15ab. Then you come and do minus b times a, which will give us minus ab. Minus b times minus 3b, and that will give us plus 3b squared. Still, your bracket is there. Immediately you remove the bracket or ignore the bracket, okay, whilst you have the negative here, you are doomed. Okay, it's now that you are going to push the negative through. So if you multiply each of the terms here by negative, you should know that all the positive terms will turn into negative and the negative positive. So this would be minus 5a squared. So at this point, I combine this before pushing the negative through, which you can also do, like I told you in the previous. So let me go by the step that I had here. So my next step, which will take equal to, okay, I wrote a squared. I realized that these two are like terms, so I combined, and that gave me minus ab. Then I brought my minus 2b squared. Then I came to this. I kept my negative, then came to simplify what I have in brackets because I can combine this. So I combined, I had 5a squared and minus 16ab, which is coming from the combination of these two terms, then plus 3b squared. Still my bracket there, then I remove the bracket. Someone who is matured can move from here to here. So meaning this will not attract any mass when we are giving mass. This is just a safe, or for safety reason, a step to help you proceed safely. So at this point, if you come and remove the bracket, you multiply each of the terms by negative. So negative changes to positive, positive will change towards negative. So this gives us what we have here. And at this point that you have expanded, you know that you are going to combine like terms, if any. And at the point that you are combining like terms, you can conclude. So you don't forget to draw your conclusion as well, which some of you did. So therefore, what you were asked to expand will be equal to, okay, in combining your terms, you have a squared minus 5a squared. That will give us minus 4a squared. Okay, remember Mr. Hackman said, okay, if I'm giving my final answer, I have to write my expression in such a way that if there is a positive term, I start with a positive term. But because I know that that term, okay, a squared minus 5a squared will give me minus 4a squared, it's negative. Let me shelve it for now. Negative 4a squared. And see if my next term will be positive, then I'll write the positive, then go and bring what I shelve. So I will get minus ab, okay, plus 16ab, and that will give me 15ab. That is positive, so it means I need to start with that one, okay, which some of you failed, so you didn't get the full score. You avoid starting an expression with a negative term if, okay, you have at least a positive term, unless otherwise stated. So you write the positive term followed by what you shelved. Now you come to the b squared, and b squared, you have minus 2b squared, then minus 3b squared. So that will give you, if you combine, minus 5b squared. Yes, some of you presented your solution this way. Okay, when you were multiplying, this is what you did. You kept the negative all right, then you came to write 5a times this, then minus b times this. That's okay. Somebody also wrote that, okay, you have minus 5a multiplying the whole of this. If you use minus 5a multiplying the whole of this, then it means the negative, you made it to affect this. So if you are going to take the minus b, you have to also multiply it by the negative, so that it will be b also multiplying this, not minus b. So take notes. Okay, so but remember, this is the simple advice. If you have a negative, any other number apart from 1, okay, keep the number there. Then don't remove the entire bracket. Expand as if what you have here is plus 1. Okay, then move on like I've done. Okay, so that will be it for the question A. Question B, what are we giving? We are giving this, so you extract as well. Okay, now remember, you are multiplying two binomials. What did Mr. Ackman say? Let me check whether the binomials are special binomials, so that I don't have to stress myself. Okay, so every special binomial will have an identity that you can use to help you easily expand. So same first term, same second terms, I thank God. Okay, obviously most likely to be a special one. Now let's look at which special one. Difference in sign. So I should know that if I expand this, I will get difference of 2 squares. So if I am matured, I will not come and distribute. Okay, unless you are not mature. So you will come and write 2a will come and multiply this, then this will also multiply this. Okay, and you will write more. So, but we are dealing with it the matured way. So at this point, I know if I expand this, it will give me my first term here squared. Failure to put the 2a in brackets, okay, you are doomed. Take notes. Remember, I told you in class, if your factor is even a 1, okay, term factor, or your term that you have there is a 1 factor term, please put it in bracket for safety reasons. Okay, so here it is more than, this term here is a 2 factor term, 2 and a, so you put it in bracket. And this term is also a 2 factor term, so minus, you equally put it in bracket. Any of the brackets here missing will be costly. It will be M0, A0. So at this point, you know, immediately you move this bracket and this bracket, you are done with your answer. So you can draw your conclusion at this point. That will be equal to 2a, the whole of that squared will give you 4a squared, which is what? Because you get 2 squared, then a squared, so 4a squared. Then this will give you 1 over 3 squared, which will give us 1 over 9. Then what? B also squared, which will be b squared. So take notes. Okay, and don't forget your equal to. This involves only one step, unless you want to write this also as a step before you draw your conclusion. But now we are matured because we know that this, if you move on to the next step, it will land you at your answer and we will conclude at that point. Then we come to, okay, the C. And please take note, if you come and write 2a, okay, square without the brackets, and you move on to write 4a squared, you are doomed. I've told you at the point where the brackets are ignored in this situation, you are doing, even if the next step you get the right thing, you are no more doing math, you are performing magic because your steps are not correlating. All right, then we come to C. C, we are given this binomial, okay, square, so you extract. Okay, so every binomial square, when you expand, you get a trinomial. Surprisingly, okay, what I said in class, even if you don't know that this will give you a special identity that you will need to use towards expand, you know that basically what you have here is this multiplying itself twice. What I said in class that you should avoid is what some of you did. And I was wondering, okay, so I've told you don't write as if you are possessed. Think through whatever that you write. Try as much as possible to recall the advice, the instruction that Mr. Ackman gave you in class. And that will always make you, okay, a good student, a better student, a best student. Okay, so in this case, if you want to, so let me go by the solution here, then we go and look at what the other situation that was costly. So in this case, this is what we have. So I know a binomial squared, anytime I'm multiplying a binomial squared, I know if I have this, let me quickly maybe write something down at that point. So if I have this, I know that if I have a, okay, minus b all squared, this identity, okay, and I think I'm even tired of writing it because we've been saying this minus, so it will give you a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. That's the identity that you have. So if you consider this, the a is the whole of 1 over 7p. So, and b is what? 3q. So it will be a squared, so it will be 1 over 7p all squared, which is your a. Let me go and take the laser so that you can see clearly. Okay, then minus twice the product of a and b. A is what? 1 over 7b. If you can't, okay, figure out the a and the b clearly, okay, just compare. Write this and compare. If you compare, your a is equal to what? 1 over 7p. Okay, your b is equal to what? 3q. So that wherever you have a, you substitute, you put it in brackets. Okay, so let me go by what I was saying initially. This is just by the way. So a is this, so this 1 squared minus 2ab twice the product of the first and the second. Okay, by now you should have this at the back of your mind without even writing this. It will always give you a first term squared minus twice the product of first and second. Okay, then plus the second term squared, as simple as that. You should have this at the back of your mind. So twice the product of a and b. A is this, b is 3q. You substitute them plus, okay, b squared. So with this one, to any of them without the bracket, you are doomed. Okay, so with this one, the square, it would be 1 over 7p squared. So it would be 1 over 7 squared, which will give us 1 over 49, then p squared. So as you remove the bracket here, you will land at your answer. When you quote the identity, always, okay, after you remove the bracket, there wouldn't be any like terms because the identity has the like terms already combined. Okay, so you now have therefore whatever that you are giving equal to. If you remove the bracket here, that gives us this. If you remove the bracket here, you are going to get 2 times 3 times 1 as your numerator, and that will give us 6, okay, over 7, then p times q. So you get 6 over 7q. You remember the negative is there. Then this 1 squared will give us 3 squared, which is 9, then q squared, which is q squared here. So 9q squared as your final answer. And please, major advice, okay, most of you at this point, I would advise you avoid using the diagonal division bar. So if you are writing 1 over 2, okay, write it this way. Don't write it as 1 over 2. Avoid using this diagonal division bar. Instead, use the horizontal. You can see that I've never used the diagonal division bar. Sometimes it can make your statement ambiguous. And especially those of you who use lines. So if you are writing, okay, and you write it this way, maybe 1 over, let me write, okay, this one, Okay, this one, this is the one that involves a fraction. Or even let me come to this. If you write 1 over 9, okay, and you come and write b squared, immediately the b touches the line. The b here will be treated as a denominator because it's the denominator that will touch the line. And you can see that this b here is not a denominator, it's a numerator. So for you to write the right thing, it's supposed to be, if you are using a line, it's supposed to be 1 over line. Don't let the b touch the line, let it hang. So b squared. In the same way, you can see that this is also a numerator. Okay, so it shouldn't touch what? The line if you are writing in lines. So those of you who wrote it that way, you can see that I underlined that and you didn't get the score. So my point is, okay, if you have 1 over 2, assuming I have 1 over 2a, okay, you can see that this is ambiguous. This could mean I'm using the diagonal. It could mean 1 over 2 to the power a. But immediately I write it this way. It is no, I use the horizontal division bar. It is no longer ambiguous because this means half a is the same as a over 2. So take note, avoid from today. I don't want to see anyone using the diagonal, okay, division bar, this bar. Instead, use the horizontal. I guess my point is well made at this point. Okay, so if that's the case, then this will be the solution. I was saying that, okay, with this one, okay, remember it is this one square. So I told you there is no way, even if you don't want to use the identity and you want to go your usual route, it's supposed to be 1 over 7p, okay, minus 3q is the whole of that square. So it will be times itself. So you don't change any sign. It's this multiplying itself again. So immediately you change anything here, it is no longer multiplying itself. So I don't know why some of you wrote 1 over 7, okay, p, okay, minus, instead of the minus, you wrote plus 3q. Okay, how can you say that if this is plus, okay, this is multiplying itself? Because the two are not the same. So I've told you can make mistakes, but certain mistakes, okay, it should be beyond you at this point. And especially if you'll be making that mistake and you've been advised, you've been taught. Okay, this is where, so those of you who are making those mistakes, if you are corrected, that's where you are supposed to, okay, make use of the correction for you to know that at least you are learning, you are making progress. So you don't go back to your factory settings, I beg. Okay, these are basic things that okay shouldn't rob you of any marks. We need to protect every single mark. Okay, so every question we extract, we start with giving, we conclude. If it's an expression, each step we use equal to introduce each step, and we have to number our solution precisely as well. Okay, don't never change any question numbers. And if you are giving your solution, don't write, some of you wrote a here on top, then you came to write equal to. This was on top solution, then you wrote equal to. Immediately you write solution, okay, after you've extracted. So let's say you wrote this one was above, you wrote solution and you wrote equal to, then you came to expand this. Okay, then it means there is nothing. What is equal to that? Always when I go up, I should know what is equal to. But what you are saying is equal to is on top of your solution, which is not part of your solution. Because your solution starts here. Where your solution, where you write your solution, what you have below will be your solution. So anything above is not part of your solution. So don't expect me to take it as part of your solution. So you always extract before you come to your steps. Okay, always extract your steps, but name your okay questions. If your question came with the name, learn to label or name your questions precisely. So this question was so easy. I was expecting all of you to get it, but unfortunately, most of you were writing something that I've advised you against. You were still writing it. So please pay attention to this video and make sure you, even if you make mistakes, you won't make mistakes okay on the one that I have advised you, have instructed you to do okay the right thing. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, God bless us all.